These are very interesting times when it comes to Indian sports. The Commonwealth Games in Birmingham is just 6 days away. But at the same time, there is something very serious developing in the backdrop of Indian governance when it comes to sporting administrations. Recently, there was trouble in the FIH when it comes to Indian hockey. Now the next thing could be the IOA, the Summit of Indian Sports, because it's the Indian Olympic Association in question. There is a major development when it comes to the Indian Olympic Association because they could be suspended by the International Olympic Council. Why will they be suspended? It is basically over two things. One, the failure to organize their quadrennial elections, and because the inability to hold the elections because of a court case that has been pending. We all have been very, very familiar with the apathy with which how Indian sports associations and how archaic their processes are. This has manifested into something much more bigger. They were supposed to hold elections, but they have not held it because of a court case. What is that court case? In 2020, the IOA had violated the sports code when it came to terms and tenure rules. It is because of this violation that there is a court case going on. And the elections are not been held because there has been no judgment in that case here. It's been 2 years and counting. But there has been no concrete movement or no concrete development in this. Because of that, the processes and all the other archaic involvements that are there, it is hurting the IOA in a big way. Now, if the IOA is suspended by the International Olympic Council, what will happen? Both to the athletes and the federations, because remember, each sport is handled by federations, be it the Volleyball Association, be it the Wrestling Federation, be it all the other sports. They are run by federations which come under the umbrella of the IOA. What will happen? The financial aid that goes to both federation and the athletes will suffer. It will be stopped. The most important and the most shameful thing that can happen is the athletes cannot compete under the tricolor. They will just be under the neutral banner of the IOC. This is not the first time though. Yes, history is repeating itself after 10 years. The IOC had suspended the IOA in 2012 in the aftermath of the achievements that had happened in London. Remember, 2012 London saw India with their best ever medals haul with 6. In the aftermath of what happened? Total shame. The IOA was suspended. Why? Breaking news, folks, for the same reason, inability to hold the elections. We saw what happened in 2012. Now, 10 years later, in a whole new era, what we have said, New India, the same issue has persisted. IOA is not the only federation that is in the soup at this point in time. The FIH recently, last week itself, if you recall, Narendra Batra had resigned. His life president post was struck down. The Delhi High Court had come really, really hard on Narendra Batra. And that's why when he resigned, CBI actually raided his office. It was even in connection with a 35 lakh misuse of the funds that was set aside for Hockey India. Now, Narendra Batra and the FIH are in a big trouble because of that. The AIFF could have joined that bandwagon. But in a new development, the Supreme Court has finalized the constitution and it will happen on July 28th. What does that mean? The AIFF can hold the elections and they could potentially avoid the ban that will be imposed to them by FIFA. So there seems to be a faint glimmer of light when it comes to the AIFF. But FIH, huge trouble. The IOA now is in even bigger trouble. Headless chickens, the athletes are competing, but the federations are all headless. What do? It is not an ideal environment for growth. As I had said, in 2012, the IOC had suspended the IOA. 2022, can they avoid it? It remains to be seen. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this special explainer. We'll be back with more such analysis. Press the like, comment and share button, folks, and press the bell icon on Sports Today. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thank you.